Hello, welcome. Today you will unlock your triple intelligence speaker. How EQ, IQ, and AIQ fuel unstoppable communicators. What if you are in front of your life-changing opportunity and you do not know how to impact your interviewers? Command the moment. How to speak with certainty, power, and grace in an uncertain world can change your whole life. This see about combining the power of emotional intelligence, social skills, and upskill your IQ by expanding your knowledge with AI. Speech is power. Speech is to persuade, to convert, to compel. Ralph Waldo Emerson. In a world that overwhelms us with noise, true authority whispers, and still gets heard. To be seen, respected, and remembered, your words must not only express, but elevate your presence. Whether you're in a boardroom, a community circle, or behind a microphone, the most powerful voices today are not the loudest, they are the most intentional. Here are 5 high-impact communication shifts that can recalibrate how the world listens to you, drawn from neuroscience, leadership research, and real-world observation across corporate, civic, and academic spaces. The right word may be effective, but no word was ever as effective as a rightly timed pause. Mark Twain. In an age where attention is currency, uncertainty in your voice can cost you influence. A voice that quivers, qualifiers like I think, or maybe, or reactive emotions that surge unchecked. These subtle signals can quietly undermine your credibility, even when your ideas are gold. The human voice is the organ of the soul. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. In today's hyper-competitive world, how you speak can open doors or quietly close them. Studies show that 72% of senior executives trust leaders who communicate with clarity and composure over those with just technical expertise. LinkedIn 2021. If you want your words to carry weight, here are 5 science-driven, story-rich strategies to help you command any room, boardroom, or Zoom call alike. Let's break that cycle. Why speaking with certainty matters. In a 2021 LinkedIn Global Workforce study, 72% of senior decision makers admitted they were more likely to trust and promote individuals who spoke with clarity and composure under pressure, even more than those with superior technical skills. Speaking with certainty is not arrogance, it's alignment. It's the skill of embodying your values, data, and vision, and articulating them without apology. 1. Don't speak to belong, speak to build. A 2022 McKinsey report showed that leaders who speak with clarity and moral conviction are 38% more trusted, even in volatile environments. The need to please is human, but the duty to lead is urgent. The turning point? Begin seeing your voice not as a request for permission, but as a blueprint for possibility. Leadership is not about being in charge, it's about taking care of those in your charge. Simon Sinek. When you speak, ask yourself, am I echoing the room or evolving it? Leaders don't tiptoe around their truth. Leadership begins with clarity. If you're not sure what you believe, no one else will be. Dr. Carol Dweck, Mindset, The New Psychology of Success. CEOs, diplomats, even activists who changed nations, from Nelson Mandela to Jacinda Ardern, first anchored in personal truth, then invited the world to join their frame. Here's how you rewire your speech. Don't say, I feel like this might work. Say, here's the strategy that aligns with our goals. Don't say, I think we should maybe. Say, the next step is clear, we implement plan B. The difference, direction, not doubt. Data point. A Harvard Business Review analysis found that qualifiers like I think or maybe reduce perceived confidence by 30%. Shift. Speak from your core convictions. Instead of I think we might, say our best path forward is. There's no compelling argument in half measures. Brené Brown. Leaders such as Jacinda Ardern model this every day. She frames policy debates with we will, not we could, and the world listens. 2. Anchor your language in purpose, not performance. Ditch the filler, abandon the over-apology. In a study by Harvard Business School, women and minoritized speakers were interrupted 30% less when using declarative framing, I propose versus I think maybe. Speak from the why of your mission, not the fear of your reception. Subscribe and follow our path towards success. Strategy 3. Emotion is power, but not without precision. Contrary to popular belief, emotion is not the enemy of good communication, but unrefined emotion, rage, desperation, panic distorts trust. As Daniel Goleman, 2020, noted, emotional intelligence isn't about suppressing feeling. It's about choosing the response that serves the situation, not the ego. Neuroscience backs this. The prefrontal cortex, logic center, is hijacked during emotional flooding. That's why leaders who regulate emotions perform 37% better in high-stakes decisions. Harvard Business Review 2020. So when you feel the surge, pause. Let silence do its work. Say less, mean more. A rejection, respond with a data-driven follow-up. A challenge, frame your counterpoint with empathy and metrics. 4. Regulate emotion. Be the blade of grass, not the broken toothpick. Data point, neuroscience research, Duke University 2020 shows that high emotional arousal impairs logical decision-making by 45%. Shift. When frustration or excitement surges, pause. Visualize yourself as flexible grass bending with the wind. Let the emotional rock pass through, then respond based on data. He who controls his anger controls the world. Daniel Goleman. By mastering your inner climate, you ensure your message isn't washed away by the tides of emotion. I've paused like a leader. In EQ studies by Daniel Goleman, strategic silence ranks higher than vocabulary and emotional influence. The best speakers, they breathe between sentences. They let the idea land. The pause is as important as the note. Truman Fisher. A pause signals power. It gives the listener time to absorb, and you time to own your tempo. Strategy 6. Don't be neutral, be nuanced. Certainty doesn't mean rigidity. It means articulating complexity with grounded clarity. For example, instead of, I don't know, this is tricky, try, this is complex. Here's how I propose we move forward. You can acknowledge uncertainty without becoming uncertain. Seven, build instant authority. Speak with intent, not volume. Data point, MIT studies reveal that vocal tone accounts for 38% of perceived leadership presence. Shift. Lean into pauses, lower your pitch on key points, and end sentences decisively. Before every meeting, ask yourself, what's my target? Walk in with that focus and speak only to that target. Silence is one of the great arts of conversation. Marcus Tullius Cicero. When you speak with purpose, interruptions fade. You own the room. 8. Craft a voice that reflects your values. Your tone, cadence, and choice of words should reflect your legacy, not your anxiety. Whether you come from a refugee camp, a council estate, or a climate lab, your voice is the carrier of truths unseen. A recent MIT linguistics study found that listeners gauge credibility in less than 7 seconds. Train your voice to match the wisdom of your experience. The tongue can paint what the eyes can to see. Chinese proverb. Strategy 10, your voice is your power interface, refine it. Speech is physical. Studies from the University of Michigan show that vocal tone alone accounts for 38% of perceived leadership presence. Train it like an athlete. Slow down, end sentences definitively. Lower your pitch when concluding points. Silence is not awkward, it's regal. Say it clearly and you make it beautiful no matter what. John Cage. 11. Ask questions that unlock solutions, become a master of inquiry. Data point. McKinsey found that teams guided by leaders who ask strategic questions solve complex problems 25% faster. Shift. Replace. What do you think with what data supports this approach? Replace. Can we fix this? With what would ensure this never happens again? Judge a man by his questions rather than his answers. Voltaire. Subscribe and follow our path towards success. Effective questions aren't just curiosity, they're blueprints for progress. 12. Speak as if someone's life will change because it might. Language is your impact interface. It builds culture, transfers courage, and translates vision into action. Whether you're pitching to funders, guiding students, or parenting teenagers, the words you choose can either reinforce fear or reveal fire. Your speech isn't a soft skill, it's a transformative tool, and you, beloved, are its sculptor. Strategy 13. Practice the loop of thought. Voice, impact. Before you speak, clarify your idea internally. Align it with your long-term values. Release it with presence, not panic. And remember this final truth. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. James Clear, Atomic Habits. So make speaking powerfully a system, not a performance. Not every moment is perfect, but every moment is practice. 14. Trim the excess. Say less, achieve more. Data point, a study at Stanford revealed that speakers who over-explain lose audience engagement 50% faster. Shift. Before you speak, decide. What's the one idea they must remember? Deliver it with clarity, then stop. Over-explaining signals insecurity. Brevity is the soul of wit. William Shakespeare. High-impact communicators land their point like a compass needle, direct, precise, unwavering. Your way forward. If you've ever felt small in a boardroom, silenced in a debate, or unsure in your own voice, this is your time to recalibrate. Don't just speak to contribute, speak to catalyze. The next time you enter a room, physical or digital, pause, breathe, and remember. You are not there to be liked. You are there to lead. Your next step. Choose one of these 5 shifts. Practice it in your next meeting, conversation, or video. Measure the difference in how people respond, and watch your influence expand. For deeper mastery, including voice training drills, body language cues, and AI-powered feedback, check out out my next video or download the Change Academy Speakers Playbook. Speak boldly, lead decisively, change the world, one word at a time. Conclusion and call to action. If your vision is global, your communication must be glocal, rooted in your truth, accessible to the many. Every syllable is an invitation, every pause a revolution. So start today, not by speaking louder, but by speaking wiser. Speak like a map maker, speak like a movement, and remember, you don't need a title to lead, only a voice aligned with your values. Subscribe and follow our path towards success.